Hey everyone, it's Karen with Yes Please PaperCrafts, and this video is part of a YouTube hop called Let's Get Organized, where each month we focus on a different area in our craft room. And the month of October, we're focusing on stencils. So I will have links to all of the videos for everyone that is participating in this YouTube hop in the description below, so y'all be sure and go check out their videos. And I wanted to start off by saying that I do already have a video on my YouTube channel that I did a while back on how I store and organize my stencils. But I wanted to go ahead and do a little bit of an update, and I'll put a link to my original video in the description below if you want to watch that one. Okay, so I did move a couple months ago, and I'm still trying to get settled into my new craft room. And one of the things that I changed was I have these calyx units. I used to have them on in a vertical position where it was 2 across and 4 high, and now I have them on their side. So I have 4 across and 2 high, and then I was able to put things on top of these. So I'm still trying to figure out a place for everything in my craft room, but I did have this idea that I would try to store all of my tools close to my workspace and to have them more organized so I would use them more. And one of the things that I have a lot of but I don't use very often are my stencils. And so I do want to have those close to my workspace and to get them a little bit more organized. I also have right next to that some of my stamping supplies. And one of the other things that I have not used very often in the last year has been my stamps. So I want to try to get these tools closer to where I work so that I'll be able to reach for them. And sometimes it's really hard when you have a craft room and you want everything to be close by, but not everything can. You have to store things sometimes across the room or in a closet. Just not everything is going to fit right next to where you're working. So I think it's really important to try to figure out what those things should be that should have that prime real estate and be the things that are right next to your workspace. And for me, this right now, I want these stencils to be in that place and be really close by. And so the stencils that I have here in this calyx are these 2 albums. They're actually 8x8 albums, and then I have 2 scrap rack spinders with just some pages, and I have my smaller stencils in these 2 books and my larger stencils in these 2. So I'm going to pull these off the shelf and we'll take a quick look at how I have this organized. Okay, so let's start off with the smaller stencils. I have 2 of these 8x8 post-bound albums, and I did add some additional pages to one of these books. And I have a couple of stencils that are not in these books yet that I had picked up over the last year, and I need to get some more pages for this book. But this is a post-bound album, so you can add and extend the post and add more additional pages. And the way that I have this organized is I put some paper. This is just probably just printer paper I think I use. It's very thin, and so that you would be able to see the stencil, and I could have stencils stored on both sides. So I have these categorized into different categories, and I used these are Post-it tabs, and it's just a tab that's removable, and this comes from, I'll put a link to this in the description below, but these are just little Post-it tabs. It's like the Post-it notes, but they're plastic, and they're very durable, and they make really good dividers. So I just put that on the first page where I have my background stored. So all of these stencils in the front here are background stencils. And then I have stencils that are for mixed media. So things that I can use where I'm trying to do some special effects, like this is like bricks, and we have some Tim Holtz stencils. And here's like some drink splats, like coffee stains. And then we have some stars and just things like that. Okay, and then we have geometric, which is just different shapes. So we have like the harlequin shape. Here's like a chicken wire, and there's just all different shapes here. We have then stripes. I have doilies, and these are also doilies and I think circles. Oh, I guess circles is here. Okay, so I'm not really sure. I must have that tab in the wrong place. So we have doilies, we have circles, we have things that look like water. And then here are the themes. I don't really have much in themes, but this was everything that didn't fit into one of those categories. So I have this couple stencils here. This one has like different transportation, things like buses and cars and things like that. And on the back is some travel stencils here. Okay, so that's everything that's in this first album. And then I have a second post-bound album. And what this one is has more space in it. I could actually add some more pages. So I just need to pick up some more pages. You can see how much more room I have in this one. And I have some stencils that I'm going to be adding here. And one of the things I think I was doing was just using up some old paper. So I do have some different colors. And I don't think the colors had any special meaning. It was just paper I was trying to use up. And so in this one, I have different shapes. We have hearts, we have stars, and there were stars in the other books. I'm not sure. I think I might have been in the process of moving this and maybe forgot. Okay, so I think I was going to move stars into this book, into this one from the other one. Oh, now I remember. This other book was getting really full, so I had the idea that I would move some of these categories around, and then I probably got sidetracked with some other project, and I guess I need to spend some time getting this a little bit better organized, but I think I did a good start with it. I think one of the keys to being organized is not just to organize something and then just think you're done, because organization never ends. You're always going to be having to take things out and put them back. Sometimes things get put back in the wrong place. You might get some new things for your craft room, or you might de-stash something. And so there's always going to be times when you have to go back and maintain your organization. So obviously I need to spend a little bit more time organizing things, but I've been having quite a year this past year, and I just have not had the time. Okay, so we have some florals. I have a category called pets, where we have these little puppy paw prints, and we have numbers and then words, and these are stencils that have knitting. I think that might be another one where I was planning to put something there, or maybe I just have that one stencil that has words. I thought I had more than that, but it's possible I just have that one stencil that has words. And then these are all the extra pages that I have. So you see, I told y'all I needed to get extra pages, and there they are. So now I have no excuse. I need to put my new stencils in there, so I need to get busy and organize this. Now, the one big disadvantage of using this post-bound album is when I want to reorganize this and move the pages around, I either have to take this apart and move the pages around like that, or I have to take things out of the sleeves and move them around. And so either way, it's a little bit of a pain, because you know, you have to either move all the stencils around or take the book apart. But the reason why I chose to use this post-bound album was because I just had it in my craft room. I wasn't using it, and I thought, why not use it for storing my stencils? And so that's what I ended up doing. Okay, so I guess I need to probably spend a little time on this when I do get some time. I'm still trying to get my house unpacked. I think I have just a few more boxes to unpack, but I have stuff everywhere still. Okay, so let's talk about how I store my larger stencils, the ones that don't fit in the 8x8 post-bound albums. I use this binder from 𝗙𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗃 scrap rack, and you can use these binders without a scrap rack, and they really do come in handy. But this is just like a 3-ring binder, and it has some Velcro on the back. And how I like to use these sometimes is I will take a cover and then just add some of the 𝗙𝗵𝗂𝗃 pages to it and just store things in there. And so this cover is actually a scrapbook album cover that came from the Dollar Tree from a long time ago. This was back when they used to sell the Miss Elizabeth scrapbooking paper and stickers and stuff like that. And so it's just a cover back and front. So I took this hardcover and put it on there. I did have to put in some new holes because the holes weren't quite in the right place, but I put some new holes in it, and that makes a really nice cover for all of my stencils. Now I do have some of my Creative Memories templates in here. These are the recipe templates, and you can use these to make really cool scrapbooking layouts. And so I have some of those stored in here, and I have them on either side. So I have different stencils on either side. And so these are just 12 by 12 page protectors that I'm using here. And I like the ones from scrapbook.com, the heavy duty page protectors. They're really awesome. I also like the ones from 𝗿𝗵𝕬𝗁, and both of those are really nice page protectors. So that's what I'm using here. And I have some older Creative Memories templates. And then after we have that, I have an old Chatterbox template. So these are just things that are larger that don't necessarily fit. So this book has all of my templates in it. And then the other book has my stencils. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this one. This is the same thing. It's a spinder from the 𝗃𝗃𝗃 scrap rack with one of the Dollar Tree album covers. I wish I would have bought more of these, but I didn't really realize I would be able to use it for something like this. And now they don't have them anymore. But I only have the 2, so that's all I have. Okay, so here are my larger stencils, and these I don't have really organized. Whenever I want to use these, I just kind of flip through it. I don't have as many of the larger stencils, and I have not organized these in any way or put any kind of tabs or categories on them because I don't really have many of them, and I just kind of flip through them. So whenever I want to use a larger stencil, I just do that. But I think maybe if I get a chance, once I get a chance to do some more organizing, I might do something similar to what I did for the smaller stencils and just put some of those tabs here and put them into categories because it would make it a little bit easier to find things. So right now it's not really that big of a deal to flip through them. But if I did have them in categories and I was looking for something specific, I could go just right to that category and find it. So I think having the little tabs there does help quite a bit with just getting faster access to what you're looking for. You don't necessarily have to have things organized in categories. It just helps sometimes to do it that way. Okay, so I will put a link in the description below to my other video where I shared more information about this, and if y'all want to take a look at that video. So y'all be sure and go check out everyone else's videos that is participating in this YouTube hop. I love to see how everyone else organizes their items in their craft room. And if you have a different way that you store and organize your stencils, I'd love to hear about it. So leave me a comment on this video. Okay, well, y'all have an awesome weekend. Take care, and I hope to see you next time. Bye now.